Good evening. The Super Crew of Endymion has made its way through Mid-City, actually is approaching the Superdome, passing Gallier Hall now. It's breezing through the streets of New Orleans tonight on its way to the biggest party of Mardi Gras, the Endymion Extravaganza, here in the Superdome.
The parade route is packed, and tens of thousands of people have already packed the dome floor. But you know what? We've got you covered. You can see all of the parade from inside and out without even leaving your couch.
Lee Zurich and Shelley Brown are at Gallier Hall, so you can see what it looks like on the street tonight.
And we have it all covered, and if that view isn't enough, check this out. The Fox 8 Storm Tracker is in the parade, so you can feel like you're walking with the crew. Very cool. We're riding right in front of the Talladega College Marching Band.
Rob Krieger and Tiffany Wong are on the dome floor. They will be dodging beads and bringing you all of the excitement of the floats and the bands as they circle through this Superdome this evening.
And of course, Fox 8 Carnival historian Arthur Hardy joins us now with all of his insight into Endymion and the history of the Super Crew.
But as we mentioned, the floats are passing Gallier Hall. Let's go to Shelley and Lee, who are there.
John, Nancy, Arthur, how are y'all? We got float 12 coming in. We should probably get in position to make sure we don't get hit.
Oh my goodness, we can't have our backs turned because these guys are throwing tonight, huh?
They are definitely throwing. It's Endymion, the weather's beautiful outside, and we're going to turn around as you take a look at float number 12. They're moving tonight, Shelley.
They really are. It seems like they haven't had any hiccups. It's been very smooth. And Lee, they couldn't have asked for a better forecast.
See, that is why we turned around, because Shelley's head would have gotten taken off there.
And that was a big bag of beads. All right, these guys are really throwing, and this is hard to reach us right here because we're really heads up.
Oh gosh.
Okay.
There we go.
I think they know that we're on live.
I think they do. Okay, float number 12 wins so far, y'all.
Oh yeah, they're not done yet, Lee.
They are not.
And these crowds are loving it. And they have some gorgeous throws, too. All the kind that light up, the wands, the frisbees. Heads up. We've got footballs, frisbees, wands, you name it. Lee is racking up over here.
Here, let's get John, our photographer, to kind of turn over here. This will just show
so you can kind of see.
One float.
Let me give you a hand.
Yeah,
okay, there we go. Look at the size of these beads right here.
Oh my goodness. It's pretty good stuff.
Your daughters are going to love this,
They're off to the side, and they're waiting for me right there.
They're itching.
Yes,
right.
They are itching.
But this
what a sight.
Really gets the crowd ready for something big, and it will be an amazing sight. For folks who haven't seen Endymion, well, they'll be shocked. For folks who have, they'll just be delighted.
Well, quite a few people here who apparently have never seen this before. The Wise Guys, the opening band, for my mind, the best brass section in New Orleans. The lead singer said, hey, how many of you, this is your first extravaganza? And a lot of hands went up. So for some people, this is their first experience.
I was surprised by that.
I was too. You know, there's a tremendous repeat crowd every year, and you wonder if it's just happenstance or the entertainment lineup, which is pretty darn hot tonight. But a lot of new folks are here, and they're going to be in for a big treat.
Rob Krieger and Tiffany Wong have the best standing seats in the house. Let's go to them.
Right, Nancy, we are down here on the floor of the Superdome. Tiffany Wong with me here. How you doing, Tiff?
The energy is amazing down here. The crowd was already riled up when the music was playing, and now that the parade's starting, everyone's super excited.
Check those letters out, walking through the new edition. I like that. What do you think? It's
colorful. I like it.
It sets the scene for the parade as we get ready to just really experience something else. Tiffany, I know this is your first time down here on the floor with me. It is... I know that you've been preparing, but it's hard to prepare for when those floats come in and the beads just start showering down like thunderstorms.
I know, I'm a little afraid, but I'm gonna try to catch as many throws as I can.
Oh, the walking heads. Hello, walking heads. There they go by.
I love all the lights. The lights are beautiful.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the Talladega
So we're going to have the parade of bands coming through here. The Talladega Band, Talladega College, they are incredible. We will have these incredible bands come through. It is going to be something else now. Talladega Band, they have been here, a part of Endymion for several years now. They walked to the inauguration parades in Washington, D.C. The band was prominently featured in the Honda Battle of the Bands and placed as one of the final 8 in 2015. So you better believe this is going to be a nice show
here. And they're
here.
coming in right now. Let's take a listen.
coming around the corner.
So this year's band has 300 plus playing musicians, and they're going to have a spectacular display leading up to the rest of the parade.
You can hear the crowd. That's just great to hear. The crowd react to the announcement that here come the Marching 100, one of the great high school bands in all of America.
And it means a lot to those kids, too, believe me.
It's become one of the most renowned high school bands in the United States. This represents the 52 consecutive year that the band has marched in Endymion. And they are only one of 2 bands that have marched in every single Endymion parade. The St. Augustine High School Marching 100 Marching Band. Almost 10 miles of fiber optics.
We are back. And those are fireworks heralding the captain's float.
Wow.
What an amazing display.
Yeah, that's something. That's something.
Indoor fireworks in the Superdome. You don't beat that.
This 2-unit float
And a fleur-de-lis display at the top of pyrotechnics.
Captain Endymion
Nice touch.
leads his huge crew for the 53rd time. A remarkable achievement and one that is likely never to be duplicated. The longest reigning captain in Mardi Gras history. All hail the captain of Endymion.
And the thing about Endymion is, if you think this is big, well, you ain't seen nothing yet. This is the Welcome to Mardi Gras float. It's a 2-unit signature float that carries 108 riders, all of them from Baton Rouge. They call themselves the Yats, and they do know how to have a great time.
And so this float also has a huge gesture head. As you can see, it's coming through right now up front. It has over 9,000 illuminating fibers, and you can really see that. The eyes are glowing, the nose, the hat.
It certainly pops right here in the dome. Let's get ready for this one because they are going to throw till it hurts. That's their motto.
I'm a little nervous. I am a little nervous.
Tim? I got you. Don't worry. All right, let's see what we can get. Glow sticks, light ups, beads right here. Yeah! What a great catch, Dimity. We've got these incredible looking beads right here. I tell you what, with our gold sequins on, drip or drown, Tips. And I think we're dripping tonight. This is incredible.
I tried the whole eye contact thing, and I think it worked.
Did it work? You make the eye contact, you point, you say, I want that, I want that.
I didn't do that.
Having some sparkly sequins, it doesn't hurt. Gets their attention. Oh yeah, right here.
I want something lit up right now.
Oh, yes. We're having too much fun down here, Tiffany. We need to concentrate a little bit more on getting those glow sticks, the light ups. Oh, look at this, the swords. There's so much fun stuff out there. John and Nancy, we're going to toss it back up to you so we can hone our catching game.
Oh, that sounds good. I want to see how folks around you are handling it too. If they're getting all the beads, knocking them out like we used to when we were down there. Look at all these beautiful lights, John. This is what it's all about.
Well, and Arthur and I were just talking about that earlier. The theme that Rob made reference to a little while ago is wonder tales of science fiction, and a focus on the kind of the Jules Verne era in the late 19th century, around the turn of the last century, and some of the early science fiction stories and early science fiction films. It's you know, you go to Endymion expecting to catch mounds and mounds of plastic, and you come away learning something.
Yeah, this is an educational parade. This is not TV's greatest hits. This is the first theme float called Fairyland. The Kingdom of the Fairies, beautiful, 1903. Lovely float.
We're going to see so many more gorgeous creations, but we're going to take a break. We'll be right back with more of the Endymion Extravaganza in a moment. This is just not your father's float. This is considered to be one of the greatest achievements in the realm of float construction ever. $1.5 million, 370 feet long, consists of 9 individual chassis, mechanized with articulated steering. Maybe that's what he's doing now,
yeah,
articulated steering.
He's out there articulating.
It carries 218 riders alone.
Yep.
He's like Hank Stram. He's articulating, matriculating down the sideline.
But you know what? For people, this is not just a float.
No,
for folks who grew up in New Orleans, this is memory.
Yes, it really is.
They remember riding the Zephyr. They remember the smells of cotton candy.
The haunted house.
Yes. And through the magic of Ed Munez's charm and the float building that the Kerns do, you can actually smell the cotton candy.
It's really neat.
It's amazing.
Well, you know, I remember when they tried it out, or when they trotted it out for the very first time and announced it, they talked about how they had taken it in the middle of the night through the streets of New Orleans in practice runs. Can you imagine just being out at 3 in the morning or 4 in the morning somewhere and looking up? What was that?
How much did I have to drink? And there have been a couple of cases, I think, when they had to disconnect a couple of units to make the turn, but now I think they've got it down to a science.
Yeah, if you saw that in the middle of the night, you'd wonder, did I take something strange before I went to bed? This is a crazy dream. But Captain Eddie's SS Endymion pays tribute to some of the founders well, not really founders, some of the beloved family members of Ed Munez.
Yes, indeed.
It was at one point the largest float in Mardi Gras, and it was the first to have all of this fiber optic approach. So when this debuted, you know, back in 1999-2000, I mean, this was revolutionary.
We thought, well, this is it. You know, now what are they going to do? Yeah, right.
But they've kept adding lights to it, and they've kept, like, the front display, I think, is something new. They keep adding to it to make it a modern float. But they don't lose the old-fashioned charm that it has.
Yeah, you've got steam in the front and a paddle wheel on the back.
I love the paddle wheel in the back.
The velocity at which these things are being thrown, it's no joke.
I wish they could reach us up here, but I think we're a little bit too far away.
Be careful what you wish for.
That's a very good point. You know, they have the spotlights, and then you'll see the riders up on the second level that are kind of silhouetted, and then you watch just mounds and mounds of plastic that fly off.
It doesn't stop. You know, we're talking about the logistics of getting these giant floats around this crowd. It occurred to me, I mean, obviously there's only so many feet in the driving area. When they put these barricades out, they have to be put in the exact same place, I guess, every year. I mean, if the barricades were 8 inches off, the floats might not get through. I mean, there's a real science to this that goes beyond
just the idea that sort of like a long golf shot or a foul ball is if you start 8 inches off and you continue on that line,
so
they problem.
I hadn't really considered about the placement of the barricades, but that really has to be measured down to an inch.
I confess I have never asked. I'm assuming just as they have the big stick in the air to make sure the utility truck, the Cox truck, that they're not going to hit something up above. I'm assuming somebody comes through here in some way, shape, or form to make sure that they can.
They must, because you can't be off a little bit.
And actually, Rob and Tiffany down below are going to get a front row seat.
Well, John and Nancy, there's a dance party breaking out down here on the floor. In between floats, the folks down here have to find something fun to do. So why not, I don't know, walk like a dog or something.
That's right, even though the floats have taken a little break, people are still dancing, having fun. Look at all these dance moves out here.
Everything on the floor right now is also pretty interesting to see. There are glow
So many
sticks
throws. The
that
floor
are
is
covering
covered.
the floor like Berber carpet. It is
Packs
incredible.
of
We got
beads.
some flashing hats over here. Ladies, how y'all doing? Let's see your hats. All right, tell us, what have you caught so far? What have you caught so far?
I caught this lightsaber and these bunnies and so many good beads.
So many good beads. They're lighting up. I like that hat.
The hat's my favorite thing I've caught. Big accomplishment.
That is a big accomplishment. How do you get their attention? For the folks at home, you know, they're practicing. What's the best way to get their attention, to get those beads?
You have to stare at them, and then they'll look at you, and then you'll become friends with them, and then they'll throw it to you. You were right, Rob. It's the eye contact.
Right, you got to stare.
Definitely the eye contact.
All right, look, you got bunny ears here, bunny ears there.
And they light up. I love that they light up.
Are you guys having fun? Have you done this before?
Yes, I've done this every year since I was little, and this is the best night of the year for sure. My favorite night of the year.
Why? For the people who've never been inside the dome, they've seen Endymion. What's it like to be in here?
It's just crazy energy, like energy, so much you can't even explain it. There's so much fun. Everyone's just together having a good time. It's the best night ever.
Certainly right about that. Energy is right. That's the name of the game right now. These guys got the energy to keep it going. Look at those light ups.
This is called the Doctor's Secret that's rolling through right now. It was a 10-minute silent film made back in 1910 in which doctors blow to pieces a sick patient in hydrotherapy. That's a little morbid.
Oh, there's stuff everywhere.
I got a question
Did you just
for
get hit?
everybody here tonight, and it goes a little
Oh
something
no.
like this.
It's all right, it's all right. We'll recover. We will live to catch another day.
Oh, LED lights coming our way.
Oh, we got some stoppage. That's good news. It just increases the chances to catch.
I like the way you work it. Go take it in. I got your bag.
Oh, right, Tiffany. We got to free our hands so that we can catch
I'm
some more
ready.
stuff. Let's toss it back up to John, Nancy, and Arthur up in the rafters. Whoa! That one was coming straight for us. Back to y'all.
All right, I think they're faring okay.
I think they're having a good time, and we're about to see Club Endymion, relatively new float that pays tribute to the Superdome, which has been home for Endymion for an awfully long time.
Part of, I guess, their 50th anniversary, as I recall.
Correct.
Their kind of latest high-tech float.
And it's really something.
And another really good television. I'm telling you, they get in that den during the Saints season and watch those big
They probably
TVs.
do.
No, they do.
And they moved to the Superdome after they left the Rivergate, which they outgrew. And they moved there after the Municipal Auditorium. And the first ball was held at the Jung Hotel in 1967. So they've come a long way since that time. Club Endymion.
It's a crowd pleaser.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
These guys that ride on the individual floats, of course, there's the Baton Rouge contingent, which we talked about earlier. They really almost are, in some of these parades, clubs within themselves.
They are. They do things throughout the year, and there's a lot of competition to be on specific floats. It's amazing the energy they still have. I mean, these guys got on the float probably at 3. The day started this morning, you know, who knows what time, and here they are that many hours later, still raring to go.
This is actually the bogeyman's cave.
It is?
Could have fooled me, Nancy.
He looks like a boogeyman. Oh, okay.
Yeah, from our vantage point in that turn, you really couldn't tell, could you? I couldn't.
Do it again. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Where are my ladies? How about the fellas?
Oh, yeah, because there's Rip Van Winkle after him.
There you go.
That makes sense.
Fellas, come on. Uptown, funk you up. And what?
We won't talk about the permanent ear damage if you're on the head table. Your head's I mean,
wow.
It's loud in here.
It's hurting from here. We're 100 yards away.
And of course, diamonds are a girl's best friend, but coming in is the Vanquish Diamond from 1884. Another Jules Verne classic.
Doesn't this make you want to go back and read some Jules
really
Verne?
does.
I think some of it's probably in the public domain,
Yeah.
so you could probably just read it for free, basically.
And you know, I knew about maybe 3 titles, and now I said, man, this guy wrote some stuff. We have to go take a look at some of this.
And I haven't confirmed that, so perhaps that's not the case, but I suspect it is. For some, certainly for some of what
You'll hear from his lawyers, his family's lawyers.
Right.
And the LED lights are creating this beautiful blue color on the diamond.
Yeah, how neat is that, huh?
And this is one of the all-time favorite floats
I love
here.
It really is. It's iconic.
It's so pretty.
Old Man River.
Yeah.
A spectacular float that's synonymous with the Crescent City, and it depicts the endless and uncaring flow of the meandering Mississippi through New Orleans. A beautiful golden-haired water nymph trumpets the city's approach as colorful shrimp and crawfish and crabs scatter at the river's bottom. They better scatter, because if they don't, we'll eat them.
You're right about that. That's just a pretty, pretty float.
It's 2 units, and its fiber optic lighting is incredible. They built this in 1999. It seems like yesterday when they built this float.
Yeah, but they've improved the lighting on it several times since then.
They should have made the waves a little browner.
Yeah.
The Old Man River.
You're right.
Especially with the spillway open.
Yeah.
Exactly, exactly.
How many people are sweating out there? You're not having fun unless you broke a sweat. I want you to break yourself a sweat. Come on. It feels good to sweat.
And now we're seeing a lot of riders that have gotten off the floats and they're either come upstairs or taking their seats at the table.
Yeah. And I'm looking in here, we're seeing 2 floats pass each other, one going and one coming.
Yeah.
You don't see that very often.
We're still having a good time. I'm seeing some of the riders now head over into to get to their tables. What makes this party so great is that there are hundreds of tables all across the floor of the Superdome. So you have the opportunity to come in here with you and your best friends, and you get to bring your own food. You can bring your drinks. You bring everything you want, and you have your own party right here in the Dome with 1,000 or more of your closest friends.
And the last float coming through is going to be called The Time Machine. And it's also a science fiction novel.
It's about
by
time
H.G.
travel.
Wells. Yes. I'm excited for that one.
Time travel, maybe a love story involved. You know, all the hallmark science fiction.
And something that's interesting, the term time machine was actually coined by H.G. Wells.
That's right. That's absolutely right.
And it's going to show it's going to show off some LED lighting and special effects, so I'm really excited for that one. Hopefully they end it out with a big bang.
Nancy was talking about going forward in time to see what these floats would look like 15 years from now. This might be a little taste, or maybe, just maybe, there's a working time machine on this float, and we can test that theory out. I don't know. Sources say there could be a time machine on this float. You know, the current studios, they definitely work with some sort of magic over there. They have a 3D machine that cuts styrofoam into precise models of what they're creating. It works 24 hours. They do so much work over there, hand-painted stuff. It is incredible. They work around the clock to make Mardi Gras happen.
And you can tell by just looking at these floats.
What I love are the folks up in the stands. They're really hucking those things up there. They're trying to get them high.
I don't know how they still have that much energy after throwing all night, but they definitely do.
So this is the last float coming up. My cousin is a rider, and he tells me at the end of the day, the next day his right arm is just sore. He's got to ice it like a
Do you think he's going to throw you something special?
Well, I think he already went by.
Oh, okay.
Last year he hit me with a missile's worth of glow sticks right in the chest. I wasn't paying attention. Well, here we go, the last float. The coup de grace of Endymion, the time machine.
Is that the time machine up front?
That looks like the time machine. I've seen a few time machines in my day. Yeah, that's definitely one.
Is that how it looks? Gotcha.
Yeah, that's definitely a time machine.
I trust you on that.
I think it's a working one, too. All right, throw us at the mister. It's the last one. Throw us everything you got. Yes. Oh, look at that.
Look at the riders also having a good time.
Yes,
they're dancing while they're throwing.
They are ready to party. Oh, cross the flag. Yes. All right. We are having so much fun out here. It has been a blast. Let's toss it back up to John and Nancy. What a party.
It was so much fun.
All right, guys. Thanks so much. I think they enjoyed themselves.
You think?
There's some indication.
Yeah, there's a little sadness going on, but I think they had a lot of fun. And so did we.
Well, it's not over. That's the crazy thing.
I know.
We'll party on into the night, and if Rob's experience from last time Flo Rida was here, we don't know exactly when he'll stop. But some of these people, a certain percentage of them, will see the sun come up before they ever go to bed again.
A long night. Into the morning.
Maybe someone close to us. I don't know.
Yes, yes. Well, we are so excited that this night's going to go on. We're so excited you got to see that fantastic parade, as did we.
That early parade, rolling up to the Superdome gates at 8:20. I don't know if that was an all-time record, but I don't recall it happening before.
Wonderful night. Really a good parade.
All right, well, we have much more coming up on Fox 8 News at 10 o'clock, so including some more from here. Stay with us. We'll be right back on Fox 8.